Hey guys, this is Patrick Powers. This video is for MDF2, Week 2 of the November 2012 class. So what we did this week is we learned how to integrate Twitter into our applications by building a Twitter application that pulls the timeline of a particular user, that is the user of the phone device that you're currently on, to pull their feed, populate a data table of that, or a UI table view of that feed, and then be able to drill down a little bit farther into each of those feeds to see the individual tweet date, tweet text, as well as being able to see the user information and refresh the current feed that you're looking at. So I have begun to use storyboards to be able to start build my applications. I find it a little bit easier. But this is the overall flow. It is a UI navigation controller up here. When you drill down, let's say you drill down into the individual tweet, it will go to the tweet details with the Twitter user that is posting that tweet that you're looking at, the date, and then the tweet text. Up here, we have the user information, user info, name, number of followers, number of friends, description of that user, as well as a refresh button for this particular table view. So to go into the actual code, more so go into the .m files. This is the initial view that you'll be looking at. This is the segue for the one view to go to the detail view of the tweet. I was trying to figure this code block out by passing the information of the user to the user info view. However, I had a hard time doing that, and I'll show you what I did to do the workaround. Here is where I created the UI alert view so that once it's loading, it says retrieving tweets, please wait, and there is no button. Instead, there is a UI activity indicator that will pop up and making the animation of the indicator to kind of show that we are waiting for it to populate. I then have alert dismiss with click button index.0, meaning there is no button, but it's not called until after the Twitter table view has been reloaded with the data, which is this whole section that we learned as to pulling in information from the home timeline after getting access to it, and then passing it through, making sure that there was a connection, and then posting that information to the table view. Show that in just a minute. We also have this in terms of setting up the cells. Here is the custom cell. We also over here have the custom cell in terms of the labels, the tweet label and the date label. And then last, on refresh, so I have a refresh button. What I did is I actually did another alert view. I almost repeated the exact same code that I had up here, again, just to be placed within the on refresh. I don't think that's the most effective way to do it. It adds more code, and I'm pretty sure there's probably an easier way to do that. Actually, now last, this is the button to on compose, to actually compose a tweet. Now, what we did was we used the TW Tweet Composer View Controller. That is actually depreciated in iOS 6.0. There is a TW Tweet Composer View Control Handler, I believe. However, this it does still work within iOS 6. It doesn't seem to be actually 100% depreciated as to where it's not actually possible to use anymore. And then we actually go in to see if it was actually done. If it was done, we have an alert view that pops up that says it's been successful. Otherwise, it says it's not successful. That is that code. You've already seen the custom cell. We have the detail view controller. This is pretty basic. We're grabbing the information from the segue, passed in, and then setting the text. Pretty basic. Then the user view controller. This is the user information. So what I did is upon the view did load, I again pasted in an alert view Very similar to the front end of grabbing the account information, but this time I'm actually looking for a different API from Twitter, or I should say the backend verify credentials.json to actually grab the information that was required for this part. I then also got down here, and this code was a little bit different in the way that I actually set it up. Here is where the labels, the labels are actually being set. Rather than through maybe the cell or through passing it through the segue to the detail view of that tweet. So I'm actually setting information here. And I think that's really it in terms of the code, so let's go ahead and run it. And you will see the UI view, retrieving tweets, please wait. You can see that it has been retrieved, and it's going to populate. As soon as it's populate, the UI view goes away. When you click on any one, it tells you where it's from, NBC, the time, did not do a date formatter for this yet, and then the tweet. You can go back, you can compose. Upon composing, if you did send it, it would work. Now I would be able to, or want to be able to actually say if it's canceled rather than saying post failed, because that's not exactly true. Your post failed to upload. Rather, have nothing, just cancel. So I could have done another probably if statement for that particular thing. But it does post, it does work. And then here is the user information. Again, I'm retrieving the data because I'm going through another API call, and it does populate. This is my Twitter account, 7 followers, number of friends 8. And I do not have any description for myself, that's why it does not populate, otherwise it would. And that is, one more, refresh. It will pop up that. It has all the information already, came back very quickly, nothing else. And actually, it does actually update if I were to wait long enough. So that's it. Hope you guys like it. Definitely enjoyed it. Finally learning a little bit of social integration. I'm interested to look into Facebook a little bit more now that it's integrated within iOS 6. And I think this can be extremely useful. I'm very happy. Things I could have done better, or things that went well. I mean, overall, I think things just went well. Things kind of came together. I did some research outside to understand certain concepts, and I found the answers. Things that I could have done better is probably reusing my code in a little bit of a better way to call for certain information, letting load time not be as long. Maybe when you go here, instead of having this loading, rather retrieve that data up front within the first view and just pass it through. I think there's definitely area of improvement, definitely from a visual standpoint too, but I definitely had a lot of fun too. So thanks.